Okay, the title of this one is Space Between Space Between We're Doing and Where Doing Meets Being. You can tell you're getting old when you can't read your handwriting after it gets old.
Yeah. Want me to hold out here for you?
We have the lovely Adrienne Chadwick to do it for us. And I know that you all read her biography on the Wednesday email. It looked great. I was so impressed with it. But I'll let you tell more about it.
So you're not sharing it, okay.
Nope. And the general thing I got out of the Wednesday email is just going to be a guided group regression. So with that, I'll let her take you back.
Weird introduction. Here we go.
You're a real speaker now. You've had a weird introduction.
A weird introduction.
And why don't you explain what we're going to be doing, since he really didn't.
Yes, so this is going to be a guided journey. There are lots of ways to do these guided journeys and access the quantum field. My particular flavor is called Beyond Quantum Healing, which is an evolution of QHHT, which was developed by Dolores Cannon, quantum healing hypnosis technique, or quantum hypnosis healing technique, one or the other. And the BQH, or Beyond Quantum Healing, was developed by Candace Carr-Goldman, who was the assistant to Dolores Cannon for many years before Dolores passed in 2014, or rather transitioned to the non-physical. So I took the class or the course in 2023, so I've been doing this for about 3 years now. And I don't want to talk too much about it because I want it to be more experiential, but is there anybody that's brand new to any kind of hypnosis? You? Cute, okay. Any, how about like shamanic journeying, or not really? Okay. Basically what this is, well, let's start with this and then I'll kind of explain it a little bit. This is called consciousness transformation tapping. It's a simplified method of EFT, or emotional freedom technique. It's developed by George Duesman. I know a lot about it, you can tell.
The question mark after his name was good.
It combines the principles of EMDR and EFT to be used in healing, to process emotion, to gain insights, and to manifest. We're going to start by tapping for a great session today. And the way that you do that is it's bilateral tapping. So you can either tap on your upper arms, so cross your arms and tap on your upper arms. You can do it on your collarbones, not on the microphone, on your collarbones. So it's going to be like one side and then the other, 3 to 8 times on each side, whatever speed and pressure feels good to you. You can also do it on your thighs if you want. Cross your legs on your thighs and do it. So just go ahead and choose whichever way feels best for you to tap. Again, like one side and then the other, and just lower your gaze or close your eyes if you're comfortable. Tapping on each side, alternating. In a moment, I'll have you repeat after me. There's a part of me that knows how to.
There's a part of me that knows how to
See, experience, understand, and heal.
see, experience, understand, and heal
For my highest good today.
for my highest good today.
That part of me is willing to inform the rest of me now.
That part
That
of
part
me
of
is willing
me
to
is
inform
willing
the
to
rest of me
inform
now.
the rest of me now.
I receive that knowledge with understanding,
I
Receive that knowledge with understanding,
joy, permission, and gratitude.
joy, permission, and gratitude.
Deep breath in and out. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
It is finished.
It's finished.
So be it.
So be it.
Good. Great. Thank you. So yeah, this is a guided journey. Today we're going to be visiting or understanding or venturing or attempting to understand more fully our divine masculine and divine feminine energies and how they exist within us, the balance of them or the imbalance of them, and just try to understand, because there's never anything to fix. There's just understanding and information, right? It's all just information. So when you study quantum mechanics even a little bit, you'll find the latest discovery is that everything, you, me, all material and non-material things in existence when reduced to the most subatomic particle is actually just information. The infinite collective of information is the quantum field, or the QF. I like to call it the collective consciousness. You can call it the divine matrix, the web. There's so many different ways to explain it. Ancient traditions also have many different ways to describe this field that encompasses all, but basically it's where all matter manifests from. It contains the information for what has been, what is, and the potentiality for what can be. And we humans have the ability to connect to this field and pull certain information to us, and our access point is our imagination. So the language of the quantum field is our imagination. Which doesn't mean that we're making it all up. We're just drawing from this infinite field, bringing information to us, and it's the way that the quantum field communicates with us through images and sensations and sounds and smells. It's everything combined to create this experience that we're having. So when you are tapping into your imagination and, oh, I just imagined it, and it's like, yeah, you did, isn't that great? Like, kids are great at it. They just live in their imagination when they're little. And so today we'll be working from a deep alpha or light theta brainwave state today. So there are four main brainwave states. Alpha, which is like your autopilot setting. It's a light trance state we're in anytime we're watching a screen, when we're driving or doing routine tasks. Beta is the wide awake state where our brains are very engaged and we don't spend a lot of time there. Theta is the deeper trance state that we all pass through while falling asleep or right when we wake up, and this is the brainwave that we try to work from. And then delta is fast asleep. You won't really know or feel the difference between these unless you've done a lot of previous hypnosis sessions or a lot of work with lucid dreaming. Alpha and theta are entered through relaxation, so the more you focus on relaxing, the deeper you will be able to go. When we're doing these sessions, I'll be guiding, but your imagination and where you go is where you need to go. So I'm just offering suggestions. If I'm like, you're in a beautiful field, and you're like, no, I'm not, I'm on another planet. It's like, go there, do that then. Like, I'm just suggesting. And if you feel yourself beginning to fall asleep, that's also okay. Most of you are gonna be sitting, though, it looks like, so that may not be that much of an issue. But let's begin with a little practice just to get your mind ready for visiting another realm.
But anyone who wants to lay down now could, correct?
Not right yet, we're just gonna do a little practice.
Okay.
But thank you. So if you want to just relax your gaze or close your eyes, again, this is just a little practice primer session to get your brain into the right relaxed state. So take a deep breath in, all the way in, and as you release it slowly, just let your body relax. You are standing on a beach. Feel the sand beneath your feet. See the waves coming in. Listen to the sounds they make. Can you smell anything? Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. You might even want to go to the water and dip a toe in. You are standing on a beach. Now I want you to leave that scene and see yourself on a farm. There are animals here. I want you to find a friendly animal that is near you. And walk over to one if you need to. Hear any sounds it makes, and if it has a scent, just notice it. You are with an animal on a farm. Now leave that scene and come back into this room and open your eyes. Does that feel pretty easy for everyone? Some of you may not see as much as you know, or sense, or hear. There's different ways to get information from the quantum, like I was saying. So no way is wrong, and for some of us, one way that we receive information might be stronger than the others, and maybe you have a little bit of each, or all of them. We're gonna try one more and see if we can bring in another sense. If you're comfortable, lower your gaze again and or close your eyes. You are in a restaurant. See yourself sitting and eating something. Notice what you are eating and see if you can taste it. Is anyone else there eating with you? You are in a restaurant and you are eating. Very good. You can leave that scene and come back into this room once again. You can open your eyes. Was anybody able to taste their meal? Yeah? Was anybody able to go to the beach? It's so nice right now. You're welcome. So that's the part of the brain that we're going to be activating and working with today. And I'd like to move into more of the experiential part. If there's any way that you can make yourself more comfortable, if you wanted to lay down on the floor, or I'll probably come down off of this and not use the microphone so I'm not so loud. I might also turn on some music. So you might want to come a little bit closer so I don't have to yell the guided visualization at you. Might take you out of it. And also, I did bring cards for people too. That's another way to experience the quantum. That's what I love about these is you never know what you're going to get, right? Like any potentiality exists in these cards, and the ones that you chose are unique to you, and are the ones that you're meant to get today. So at the end, we'll have optional sharing. You can share about your card if you want, or you can share about your experience, or you can just listen to what other people had to share. But if you didn't get cards, would you raise your hand? You did you get cards? 2 people. Okay. So go ahead and make yourselves comfortable or move in. Okay. So I'm going to do a little sound check also. I'm going to turn on a little bit of music just so there's some ambient. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Okay. So as you find your comfortable seats, where you will be comfortable, go ahead and lower your gaze once again, or close your eyes if you're comfortable. And just check in with yourself. If you can't hear me very well, move in a little bit closer. Let it lay down on the chairs. Good. So let's begin by taking 3 big breaths, each one deeper than the last. Holding each one a little longer than the last. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let each breath settle you. All you have to do is listen to the sound of my voice, and as you listen to my voice, you will go deeper and deeper. Place a hand over your heart and imagine that your heart and your mind are coming into coherence, into alignment. Imagine as if it is your heart that is breathing and moving the air throughout your body. Your heart and your mind are agreeing to work together for your highest good. And I want you to imagine a pyramid of white light. It's beautiful, sparkling, warm, and inviting. Place this pyramid of light around your entire body so that it completely encloses your body. This is your protection. Nothing can harm you mentally or physically. This will remain around you the entire session today. Now you can place your hands wherever they are most comfortable for you. And I want you to focus on relaxing your body. Bring your awareness to your feet, letting them become heavy, letting them relax completely. Bring that feeling into your ankles, your calves, up to your knees and into your thighs. Let relaxation rise up the body like a gentle wave. Release all tension in your hips and groin, letting them sink deeper. Relax your belly, your low back. Bring that up through your chest and up your spine into your shoulders. Washing down your arms and into your hands. Everything is released and everything feels totally at ease. Allow relaxation to soothe and release the tops of your shoulders. Allow it to flow through your neck, front and back, up over your face and the sides of your head. The back of your head. And washing over your crown. Everything is completely and totally relaxed as you sink down, down, down into the soft support of your seat and into the earth. And now I want you to imagine that you are in a most beautiful place, the most beautiful place on earth, a place that you consider to be beautiful and peaceful. It may be a beach, it may be a garden, or by a stream. You are in a very beautiful and serene place. This is your beautiful place. Look around you. What is it like? What does the air feel like? Can you hear anything? What do you smell? Pause and just enjoy the beautiful, peaceful beauty that is here. And take it all in. Know that you can return here to your beautiful place anytime you want to. This is a place of deep renewal made just for you. Anytime you close your eyes and set your intention to be here, you will be. As you're enjoying this beautiful place, you're going to call in someone who can help you with your journey today. Send out the intention from your heart space, calling in one of your guides or angels who will aid in your journey today. You see a figure approaching. Someone who loves you very much, maybe a guide or a teacher, is coming to meet you here. The figure gets close enough to see. If you know who it is, take a moment to enjoy their presence. If you don't, you can ask the name of the guide. You will remember the name. You will remember everything they say or show you. Thank them for coming in and let their love wash over you. And now, as you stand here in your beautiful place with your guide beside you, bring your awareness inward into your own energy, your inner landscape. Today you are meeting parts of yourself that have always been here, ready to be seen. Now you will connect with one aspect of yourself, your divine masculine or your divine feminine. Allow whichever is most ready to step forward. Notice how it appears. You may see it, feel it, or simply sense it. There is no right way. Now gently connect with this energy. And you may ask, what is your role in my life? What have you been trying to do for me? What have you been protecting me from? How can I be with you more fully? Allow a moment, a feeling, or a knowing arise. You are simply witnessing, safely with support. Is there anything else this part of you wants you to know? And now from your heart, acknowledge this part of you. I see you. I understand you. Thank you. Allow any softening, any shift to happen naturally. And now allow the other energy to step forward. Your divine masculine or divine feminine. Notice how this one appears. Fully expressed or held back, steady or uncertain. How do you feel in their presence? Just observe and notice. And now you may ask this energy, what is your role within me? What do you need from me now? How can I be with you more fully? What message or guidance do you have for me today? Now allow both energies to be present together. Notice the relationship between them. Are they working together or separate? Is one or the other leading? Simply witness what is true. And now from your heart, invite them into a new way of being. You are safe to support each other. are both valued. You are both needed. Allow them to shift, to come into balance in whatever way feels natural. Bring your awareness into your body. Where do you feel this integration? In your chest, your belly, or your whole field? Let it anchor. Let it settle. Now ask within, what does this balance make possible for me? What is one way I can support this within myself? Are there any parting messages from these energies? Now allow a gentle, supportive light to flow in, balancing, harmonizing, and integrating both energies. Allow this light to move through your entire being, stabilizing this new relationship within you. Thank both of these aspects of yourself for showing you what was ready to be seen. Allow them now to fully align and fully integrate within you. Balanced, supportive, whole. place. Feeling the calm, the clarity, and the wholeness. Gently begin to come back. Bringing all insights and guidance with you. Returning now to your body, back into the room. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Coming back fully with clarity and understanding. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. If you brought something to write with and on, take the next few minutes to write it down as like a dream. It could, what you experience could start to fade. So yeah, you can write it in your phone, or if you need a piece of paper, I have paper. Do you need anybody? No?
What's this process called again?
Yeah,
Title.
the title of the thing,
Well, the title of
what I'm talking about.
what you just put us through.
It could be a regression, like a group regression. Or beyond quantum healing group regression.
To me, it felt like a lovely visit to trance camp.
sort of like when I go to Phil's hypnotic meditation. I literally go to a space of nothingness and I don't really for anything. And I get hypnotized super easy. So it was like a wonderful place of nothingness and barely even heard you. And it was like, okay, this is so peaceful right here. Let me just stay here.
Good.
It was really nice.
Yeah, good, beautiful. You know yourself well. Go ahead, Bobby.
I'll share. I often have a similar experience to Dawn that I just will kind of like transcend and go out somewhere. But not only was I following along really well, when you asked a question, an answer came back. And like the one that was kind of funny was when you were picking this special place that we have in nature. I immediately got this campground at Eklutna, and you're like, it could be a stream. I'm like, it's Eklutna. It could be a mountain. It's Eklutna. It could be the beach. It's Eklutna.
It's all.
And that's just kind of like going on, and I'm just like, wow, this is just really. I mean, it was very. In fact, I would be curious as to what I love this kind of experience. And I'm curious to how other people feel about like doing this sort of thing versus a traditional talk. But we can talk about that later. I'm just interested in that myself. Back to you.
And to Aubrey.
I missed the very first part, but I caught up quickly to the last part of it, and I felt when you said, where do you feel it in your body, and it was like a helix. It was like a helix going through my whole body of the duality, the two sides, right? And I just realized, especially what I've been going through recently, what I've gone through in my life, that masculine side has always had to prevail because I had to protect myself. I had to provide for myself. I had to keep myself safe. And so, it's like that feminine side wanting to come out and wanting to take over and wanting to be, what it should be, and in balance. And I know that that's what I'm moving towards, but I could see the pattern of, that the masculine in me that has had to take precedence to protect me. And so, the feminine wants to come out and be that nurturer, be that mother, and be able to just be soft and be present and that finding that balance, and that's definitely something that I'm working towards in my life. And yeah, so I felt that, the why and the where and the how and the and just saw the future of it. So it was pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah, so the double helix was kind of the balancing of the
Yeah.
two, or oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. And you can share too if you want to share what was on your card, if you don't want to necessarily share about your experience, but whoever would like to go next. Or questions. I would answer questions.
So it kind of goes with what you were saying. My card is the pearl.
The pearl, your
Yeah.
card,
It's alchemy, and it says the reward at the end from grit to grace.
Oh, from grit
So
to
that's-
grace.
That's kind of the masculine. I have a similar, like, the masculine has gotten to be the boss for a while, and the feminine is going, now it's my turn, now, and you've had your turn, and now it's my turn, and I'm
Yeah.
just as powerful, and just as strong, and just as everything, and I have all these other qualities to go with it. The masculine grit and feminine grace.
Smoothing the grit. Cool. questions. Happy to answer any questions or talk a little bit more. So I guess I can talk about the water cards. The reason I brought the water cards was if any of you have ever heard of Veda Austin or Matsuru Emoto, who did the
Water
kind of the
studies.
crystal, he would freeze water and see what the different like words would make, like the different crystals that the water would make if it had like love on it or hate or something. The crystals were different. Well, Veda Austin learned from him and is taking it to a whole new level. She is giving water like concepts or thoughts or words or playing it music and seeing what comes up. And she's also working with a group of children who are autistic. They call themselves the autists. And they are nonverbal, so they either speak telepathically with their caregiver or they use like a letterboard or they can type. And she's working with them and asking them questions about water, and the information that she's getting is absolutely incredible. And she's got a book, but she's also she's on a lot of podcasts, and she's an absolutely beautiful human being. She healed herself with water, and she just became very, very interested in it. And so if you're curious, one of the things, and the reason why I like to bring water in is, she calls it liquid consciousness, but it might be the place where all information is stored, and water has been here, and it has always been here, and it has been here for all of us in all the ages, and so they're beginning to understand, and she's beginning to understand through water, or through the autist, that water is what actually holds the memory in your body. And it's the water that surrounds your DNA, or the water that makes up your DNA, because your DNA is like 90% water. We see through water, like water is such a huge part, we're breathing it in all the time, so what if the quantum field is actually just the water that is everywhere?
What's
So,
her name again?
Veda Austin, V-E-D-A, Austin, like the city. And she's from New Zealand, so she's very lovely to listen to.
That's the problem, is we're not drinking living water anymore.
Mhm.
And if you, I wanted to try to start doing that, is speaking to my water before I drink it. You know, they say, talk to your water,
Yeah.
you tell your water
Absolutely.
what you need it to do for your body, or, you know, and you are putting that purpose into the water, putting that energy into the water, and then that's how
Yeah.
you can, you know, create that life in the water, and it can heal your body. But
Yeah, I think it was, I can't remember who the practitioner was. It might have been Candace. She had a client, or it might have been my friend Donna, who she was trying to figure out, like, how do I get good water? Like, I live on this farm and the water's terrible, and it's, you know, I have to filter it and all these things, and like, how do I get good water? And she was like, and the guidance from her higher self was, tell it it's good water.
yeah.
It's just, oh, okay. Just tell it it's good water. Like, sit with it and be with your water and put intention into it, and it will change. And
Interesting.
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool. It's really, really cool. She does crystallography, so she has people all over the world, who she has taught her freezing method, and they'll like do a word or a phrase, and they'll take pictures, and she'll finally, after like 65 different attempts, if it does the same thing over and over, if water does the same thing over and over again, she's like, okay, this is the crystallography for thought, or this is the crystallography for love. And so she's building this library of how water is communicating with us. And the different phases of water. I just listened to, and I had Lance listen to it too, but a podcast with Robert Edward Grant, and they were talking about the different phases of water. Right now we commonly know there to be 3. There is somebody else who, I can't remember his name, but the 4th phase water, which is more of like an aloe vera state, which is kind of where she stops her freezing method and takes it out to look at it. But Robert, anyway, they think there's 12 phases of water. So it's just, there's more and more information coming out. And one of the cool things that one of the autists said was that our intention and our like conscious awareness of trying to find water on Mars is seeding water on Mars. So like, we are so powerful that our conscious awareness on that is creating water on another planet. So
And we are over 70% water, so
yeah.
how can we, change that? We
Yeah.
can.
In the inner
Yeah.
world, the inner landscape. So, any questions on that?
I have a question, Adrienne. When you work with the Q, what is it?
BQH.
Okay, well, the process that you do with
Uh-huh.
people, what would people come to you for to work with that process? Like, what was Dolores Cannon's
Oh,
quantum healing?
I mean, it's really anything. Like, she was sought out by people like UFO experiencers, like people who've had UFO experiences, people who've had lost time. She would help people with healing. There would be spontaneous healings in her classes, and many of her clients had spontaneous healings. It can be physical, relational, emotional.
So something's just not right.
Something's just not right, or
Kinda
or
figured it.
like I want to find out if I'm Palladian or Arcturian. Let's find that out. Or like just any past life, right? Like there's really anything, and sessions really go anywhere, and it's not necessarily like this is my past life. Like it's all happening all at once everywhere, right? So I just think of it as another life. Like you just have another experience. So you go and experience. I had a client recently who I think she was learning how to be in flow, and she just had, it was so cool to watch. Like she's just like, I'm bulk kelp, I'm seaweed, and it just like, I'm salty, and it's just like I am in the ocean and I feel the current, but I am not the ocean. Like it's just this whole like experience that you get to have, and it's just your higher self showing you and illustrating the answer to your question. So whatever your question is, your higher self is going to give you an experience of it. And then eventually in the session, this is more me talking. This type of session is more me talking, but in a one-on-one, I would do the induction, and then I would just like, tell me where you are, what are you experiencing? And then it would go from there. So I'm there to whatever scene you're dropped into or whatever lifetime. It's my pleasure that I get to help you open the aperture to that scene and see more of it. So it's like, okay, so you're in this, you're in a dark place. Is it like, look down at your feet? What do your feet look like? Or do you have a form? Like what, you might just be a rock on the wall, and it's like, no, I don't really have a form and I can't move. And it's like, oh, okay, well, do you feel like, whatever. So we just open the aperture of this scene and build it out a little bit to understand why that's being shown to you. And then after a few scenes or lifetimes, eventually we'll do like a body scan to see if there's anything in the body that needs attention. And then we will go into asking your questions. So I would bring you back into your body awareness, and then I would ask you, or I would ask your higher self questions, and then you channel those answers back to me. And I like write it down. So it's really the client hearing this information from their higher self, which is so cool, because it's sometimes it's just so funny to me, because I had one client and they had like 5 or 6 questions, and the answer was like, it's love, it's love, it's love. And they're like, well, now I feel kind of done for asking all these questions. But it's like, it's so cool to just hear that information. Like I could tell you that, like I just told you, but in a felt lived experience where you're hearing it from your higher self, it just lands differently. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
How did this journey start for you?
How did this journey start for me? It started with my own like healing journey. In like 2019, I guess I hit rock bottom, and so I went to White Raven Center, did a whole bunch of inner healing work, and after about 3 years of a lot of going inward and understanding how I was contributing to my own situations and circumstances, I felt like I was in a really good place, and kind of like waking up to, there were so many people around me that were in suffering, and a lot of people at that point in time were experiencing loved ones passing on, and so there was a lot of grief around me, and I was like, how do I help people? I just felt really ill-equipped to help people. And my friends Donna and Diana, who I've known Diana for over 20 years now, we've been friends for a long time. Her and her sister both do this work, and they wrote a book called Doorways of Death that is about their client stories and client sessions, and then their own research sessions. So because they both, like they're super close as sisters anyway, but then they work together really, really well. So one will be the client, or one will be, the person who goes into the quantum field, and then they'll just ask their questions. And they both have their teams that come in, and they'll ask, they're just curious about, like, in particular, this death book of like, so why are there mass death events like the tsunami or like 9/11? Like, did everybody really sign on to die that way? And they're like, they sure did, you know, and just like stuff like that. So for me, it really demystified death, and it just really gave me the sense of freedom of like opening my eyes to reincarnation and opening my eyes to like, oh, I'm an infinite being having this human experience, and it just like, it hit me, like I felt it in my whole body of like, this is what I want to do. So I called her and she's like, yes, do it, take the course. And if you finish it in a month and a half, you can come to the in-person immersion in Wichita. And I was like, I'm on it. So I did the class really quick, and I went down, and Donna and Diana assist Candace in doing an in-person immersion once or twice a year, and so I got to go down and like learn from Candace, and I've gone to 2 of those, and then Diana and I we work in that space all the time and are able to chat with each other. So that's how I initially got started in it, and then that evolved also over the last year, and I'm still in the course. I do transformational coaching. So as a way to bridge the gap between having this like beautiful, ethereal, like divine experience, and then how do I bring those 2 worlds together? How do I still human and know that like I'm a light being having this human experience in this skin suit, but how can I live in both worlds and really, really, really enjoy life and be in joy and in love? Yes.
Just a question, so and during your sessions, kind of, does anybody have like another presence like come in with them, you know, like another energy that's not their own?
Like an entity or something?
Yeah.
I have not. I do a lot of protections at the beginning to like this, like you're sovereign, like you're your own being, and we put up protections and invite only the most benevolent and beings of the highest good, and so we do a lot of protections for that as well. I haven't. I know other practitioners that do. Candace will tell you she's never had anybody come in. She's had people come in and claim, and then she's just like,
Even if it's like a positive, you know, somebody who's recently passed or something.
Oh, yes,
That you maybe hear, you know, it's not your higher power, but maybe it's that entity speaking to you, you know, that
or
type
just
of
like
thing.
a past, like a loved one who's
Yeah.
in the non-physical. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. And that's in Doorways of Death too, and I think they maybe started that way. There's a few stories of like loved ones coming in and giving advice and asking questions. There was a woman whose husband had passed and he didn't have a will. It was very sudden, and she didn't know what to do with the business. And so, and she kept on seeing him out of the corner of her eye. Like she'd be driving and she could see his leg like in the passenger seat or something. She'd look over and there was nobody there. She's like, I think he's trying to communicate with me, and I don't know how to get in touch with him. And so she had a session, I think it was with Donna, and it was, he was basically like, this is what I want you to do, this is who I want to have take over, like, so it was very, very interesting. Yeah, so yes. Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Not yet. Okay. Well, thank you all. I'll hang out and answer other questions, or the cards are, I put the stacks on the table back there if you just want to drop them off on your way out, and feel free to take a picture.
Would you be willing to lead us in our closing circle?
Oh.
We'd like to circle up, and
Yes.
it would be nice for you to just put a little bow on the presentation.